If you're a kitchen and bath remodeler, or if you're a GC that's running kitchen remodel leads, I'm going to show you the exact Google Ads structure that you should use based on 3 different budget tiers. Because most accounts I see are built like this. They throw everything into one messy campaign, they track the wrong conversions, or they leave the default settings on, and then they wonder why they're paying $300 for a lead for someone who's only looking for cabinet refacing. Today, I'm breaking down 3 budget tiers: 0 to 5,000 per month, 5 to 20,000 per month, and 20,000 plus per month. I'll show you exactly how many campaigns, how many ad groups, what keywords go where, what landing pages you need, and the non-negotiable settings that stop you from lighting your money on fire. Before we even touch structure, if these 4 things aren't right, the structure and this video won't help you at all. The non-negotiable number 1 is your conversion tracking has to be perfect. Not kind of working, not tracking clicks to a call or visits to a page. It has to be set up the right way. If you're optimizing for the wrong things, Google will never learn to find your ideal customer. You want to make sure you track at least these 2 as conversions. 1 is qualified calls. So our agency set these as conversions that are at least 120-second calls, so it filters out kind of the tire kickers. And 2 is form submissions. Don't track the button itself, but make sure it tracks the thank you page that it redirects you after the form is filled out. Or if you book appointments with Calendly, Service Titan, you could optimize for that. If you're spending real money, especially $30,000 per month or more, you should be importing offline conversions, things like qualified lead or job one, back into Google. That way Google's algorithm learns what a closed job actually looks like as well. There's a whole internal checklist we use to validate tracking end to end. I'm just going to give you the big pieces here, but the full process is what we do when we run accounts for our clients. For number 2, make sure to turn off display and search partners for all of your search campaigns. Next, for remodelers, your location setting should be people in or regularly in your targeted areas. Make sure the interested in is not selected, because if it is, then someone who visited your city or is researching it from a different state could see your ads, and you obviously don't want to waste budget on that. So 2 more non-negotiables: UTM parameters and negative keywords. UTMs let your CRM and analytics tell you exactly where your leads came from, and then obviously negative keywords stop you from paying for garbage leads. So here's the negative keyword starter pack for kitchen remodelers that we like to use. Jobs, hiring, salary, apprenticeship, DIY, how-to, tutorial, YouTube. You could see them down below as well in the description. Cheap, free, pictures, ideas, inspiration. All of those generally will never give you good quality leads. Alrighty, for tier 1, so this is if you're just starting ads or if you're spending from a couple of $100 to $5,000 per month, somewhere around this range. At this budget, your only goal should be focus. You don't have the money to be fancy with your campaigns. For this structure, you want to have 1 non-branded search campaign that goes only after 1 service. So we're doing this for kitchen remodel. If you also do bathrooms, you duplicate that structure later when your budget allows for it. Don't mash kitchen and bathroom, general contractor, all of that into 1 campaign. For the ad groups, keep them tight and simple. So the first ad group is your local intent stuff. So near me keywords, city names, the suburbs around you, all of that goes into this ad group. The second group is the core kitchen remodeling keywords. Kitchen remodeling, kitchen renovation, kitchen remodel contractor, those I want this service terms. And the last one is contractor style terms. Remodeling contractor, home remodeling contractor, GC, kitchen remodel. This can work really well depending on the market, but you still keep it focused on kitchen intent. Now, optionally, you could test competitor keywords even at this tier, but you have to do it very carefully. And you could bid on competitor brand name as keywords, but just make sure you do not put their actual business name in your ads. If you do go after competitors, your messaging, you want to make sure it has things like compare options, better process, why we're better, better experience, and obviously you don't explicitly name those competitors. At this tier, keep it lean, 1 strong ad per ad group and 1 landing page. Your goal is not to build a giant account. Your goal is just to get clean data and get some traction. For bidding, start with maximize clicks, just long enough to get some signal, some conversions. Then you want to switch to max conversions. And once you actually have consistent conversions coming in, then you could add a target cost per action. And match types here should only be phrase and exact match. Broad match at a small budget usually just buys you weird searches, wasted spend, and a lot of things that aren't high intent. Now, tier 2. So this is if you're spending $5,000 to around $20,000 per month. Once you hit this level, you stop cramming everything into 1 campaign. You want to split it out so you could control your intent a little bit better. You're going to run 3 campaigns for 1 service: branded, non-branded, and competitor campaigns. So those 3. For branded, it's very, very simple. One ad group, exact match for your company name, and you set target impression share to 100%. The reason is you never want to lose your own name. You know, if someone searches you specifically, you want to show up every single time and obviously not have competitors bid on those keywords. Next is your non-branded campaign. This is still your core lead machine. Same tie ad groups as tier 1, local intent, kitchen remodel core, contractor terms. And then you have a competitor campaign. So now you have a separate budget, separate bidding, separate control for it, because competitor traffic can work, but it should never steal your budget from your core intent keywords. At this tier, you run 2 to 3 ads per ad group, not 12, not 1, 2 to 3 great ads with clear differentiation, and you obviously want to A/B test those. And now you build landing pages per ad group. So local intent gets a page that feels local, mentions the area, the neighborhoods, the service radius, and makes it obvious that you actually work there. Kitchen remodel core ad group gets a page that's all about the kitchen remodel process, before and afters, timeline, what the project looks like in the home, how you keep it clean, all the things the homeowners essentially care about. And competitor traffic gets a comparison style page. Again, no competitor names, but it's a positioned like, here's what to look for, here's the process you should demand, here's why homeowners choose us, essentially that type of aspect. And real quick, this is where the difference between an average account and a professionally ran account starts to show, because we have internal processes for how we map keywords to landing pages, offers, traffic, dynamic landing pages. I'm giving you the framework, but the full system is essentially what we would reserve for our clients. Now, for tier 3, this is $20,000 a month plus. So this is where you stop playing checkers and you build it like something that's meant to scale. At this level, you're typically running 4 campaigns for one service. You have branded, non-branded, competitor, and a demand generation campaign. Branded stays the same, exact match brand name, target impression share 100%. Non-branded is where the big change happens. So you start by splitting match types so you could control scale. So for each theme, local intent, kitchen remodel core, contractor terms, you split into exact, phrase, and broad. Exact is your precision bucket. Phrase is your controlled expansion, and broad is how you scale, but only if you control it properly. And when I say control it properly, I mean 3 things. So you want to have a strong negative keywords, high quality conversion tracking, and a target CPA that forces Google to essentially stay disciplined. Competitor stays a separate campaign, the same rules as always, no competitor names and ad copy. Now, the 4th campaign is demand generation. And honestly, this is the one most remodelers skip, even though it could be a monster when it's set up the right way. In demand gen, you typically have around 2 ad groups. Your first one is a custom intent. So that's where you feed Google a set of keywords, competitor websites, things like kitchen remodeling, kitchen renovation contractor, custom kitchen design build, and then the competitor sites that are in your market. You're basically telling Google, go find people who behave like they're shopping for this service. The second ad group is retargeting. So people who hit your kitchen landing page from search and didn't convert, they didn't fill out that form or call you, because kitchen remodel is not an impulse buy. People research, compare, talk about this before they make a decision. Retargeting keeps you in front of them while they're in that decision-making window. And again, at this tier, we have a lot more internal checks around audience exclusions, frequency control, creative sequencing, lead quality, feedback loops. That's not public YouTube stuff, but this is the structure you need to understand first. Now, regardless of budget tier, here's what most remodelers miss. Your ads and landing pages have to hit 3 angles: emotional, informational, and offer. I actually did a whole video on this. So emotional, it builds trust. People want a local company that they could trust inside of their home, right? So show your team, show your process, just be a human about it. The second is informational. That builds certainty. They want to know what the process looks like, how messy is it, how long will it take, what happens to their kitchen during the remodel. So show things like tarping off, your dust control, the job site cleanliness, the timelines. Show what the house looks like while the work is happening, not just as an after. And then offer drives action. A strong offer does not kill quality. That's literally a myth. A good offer makes it feel safe and simple. So for kitchen and bath remodelers, a strong offer could look like a written plan or timeline, sometimes a free design or a free tangible item, and a design consult, if you're doing that. Homeowners want clarity, so provide that clarity for them. So to recap the structure by budget, if you're at 0 to 5,000, 1 non-branded campaign, a tight ad group, and 1 landing page. If you're at the 5 to 20,000 per month, you want the branded plus non-branded plus competitor. 2 to 3 ads per ad group, and landing pages built per intent. If you're at the 20K plus per month, you split match types. You add demand generation with custom intent and retargeting, and you start scaling that with discipline of your actual costs. If you want, comment your monthly spend in your market. I'll try to tell you what tier you're in and what to fix first. And if you're a kitchen and bath remodeler and you want help getting this built the right way, get it managed, have it done for you, then reach out to us. We'd love to chat. And overall, this channel, my goal, I have a single goal, is to provide as much content, as much resources as I can. We have our team, we're gonna do videos like setting up a full ads account from scratch to finish, doing full comprehensive audits and things of that nature. So follow along, even if once again, you watch these videos, my goal is for you to be able to take something out of them.